friends, this is Monica Nagpal from Hope and Happiness. I am working with women and children to help them to bring out their inner potential to be happy and hopeful so that they can live a life of fulfillment and meaning and then become exemplary. And I believe together we can. In the series now which we are doing of becoming money wise, I am in conversation with women who have become exemplary in finances, and they are here to help us understand the same. So today I welcome Akriti Mittal. Hello Akriti.
Hello.
So I will give a very brief introduction to Akriti and then she will take over. So Akriti is a financial manager and she has done her Masters in Finance from SP Jain Global Business School and has worked with MSCI, Anand Rathi and HDFC Bank in their wealth space. This she has been doing for last 5 years. She specializes in investments and she truly believes that women's growth is dependent on her financial awareness. So yeah, that is why you are here, Akriti. We will be talking a lot about investments today. So I was just thinking, okay, first you tell us a little about yourself, then I will talk more.
My longest stint has been in HDFC Bank, and over there I was working in their private banking group, wherein I managed high net worth individuals, majorly family money, and told them where to invest, how to invest. So that was my brief. Since I think 12th standard onwards, I loved finance and the space. I was so curious about it, and I've done my bachelor's also in finance, and even my master's I did in the same thing. So I always knew I had to go in that space. However, it saddens me to see that even when I was in college, there weren't many girl students in my stream. There were a lot of them in marketing, a lot of them in logistics, but not that much in finance. Even when I was in HDFC, I majorly spoke to all men, and women do seldom, take interest. So I thought this is a very great platform where I can probably encourage more and more women to, start talking about finance, start understanding a bit.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being there then for us. Yes. So I was just wondering about the demonetization which happened, and only yesterday, 8th November, was the you can say the anniversary, the 4th anniversary of demonetization. And look at what happened. Like the women, they had kept all the money in their cupboards, and they had to take out and give it to their husbands. And if only they knew that the kind of investment they could have made with that money, and probably they knew how and where to invest.
Yeah.
Only if they knew that the money will not grow in cupboards, but will grow only if they invest.
Yeah.
So it would have made a lot of difference. So now we can at least have this kind of we can just enlighten all of them to understand that what is this financing about. So I was just asking you one question is that does it concern you that women only trust men with their finances, and especially in the investments?
I think it is not their own problem. Like, it is not their fault that they do it. I think it is majorly how India has been in the past and how they've seen everything going from their very childhood. Like, I don't think in any of our families we say ki, mom is going to work, that's fine. Dad is going to work, that is also fine. But how often do we hear our mom telling us to, invest? Always it's my father who would tell me, you have to put money in ELSS, you have to put money in your pension funds, you should put money in FDs. Never does my mother ever say, okay, for them saving is better, saving ho raha hai. But uske aage do they say anything ki, where what? ठीक है, saving हो रहा है, but उसका करना क्या है? They tell us to save, but they never say कि अच्छा ठीक है, save in here.
Right.
So I think that is from the very beginning that, you know, we never see it. Although I do believe now things are changing. We are seeing more and more women in the bank. We see bank staff as women. We see girls in wealth management space a lot. You know, telling people where to invest, how to invest, and I believe next generation onwards, this problem might be a little lesser, however not gone, but a little lesser, because they'll see girls talking about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I also got one small data to share. So according to the most recent US data from Morningstar, fewer than 10% of money managers are women, compared with 37% of doctors, 33% of lawyers, and 63% of auditors and accountants. So we can know that still, as you were saying, it is less, but we are really hoping that by 2030, next 10 years, it will be a little better. And another survey says that only 36% of millennial women. So even if you're talking about the young generation, so even the 36% of millennial women, they say, enjoying managing their investments compared to 70% millennial men. So even there, they are still lacking. So yeah,
that is definitely there. When I go to client's place and, you know, talked about investments, seldom do I see the women of the house sitting next to the men and saying, "Acha, theek hai, where is my money going?" They invest through both the accounts, girl ke, from wife's account, from their account also. But do they take interest into where the money is going? They do not.
Right.
So that is something which needs to be changed, which should be improved, which is a necessity today. But I really that is not happening. But I do hope it does happen. I do hope they start taking interest, because that's the need of the hour.
Okay, so now coming to that, now you want them to take interest. So what are the major factors that impact investment by women?
First factor, and the very big factor, is they having an account. They do not have bank accounts. They have money in their cupboards. That's the most important factor. And secondly, I believe houses where women have voice are the houses where women actually invest. That is a very, very saddening but true thing, that, you know, if women do not have voice in the house itself, then how do you expect them to invest? How do you expect them to make decisions where to invest, where not to invest? However, I've really not faced that much of problem when I was working, because I do not think I went to any house where there is investment being made by for husband and not for wife, or for the son and not for the daughter. That has not happened. But again, having said that, I always dealt with people who were high net worth individuals. So although they were not doing the investments, the investment was being made in their name. But this leads to another one big, issue, which arrives is what happens after the decision maker is no more.
Okay.
That is one very big problem that comes up. Why? Because, okay, fine, they've done investment in their name. They've, planned really well for the retirement. But can you actually time your demise? You cannot. Once they leave, the woman is clueless. She does not know what is there invested, where the account is, where the money is. She has no clue. And if your wealth manager is good, everything will be smoothened, everything will be given on a platter on your hand. But how many families do we think have a wealth manager? How many families have somebody from the bank who can come and tell them, okay, fine, here your money is? Not many.
Right.
So I think it should be inbuilt from the very starting early ages of whether it's a boy or a girl. Actually, it doesn't matter. But since, like, from the very beginning, a child should know A, he has to save. B, as soon as 18 or 19, when they have the understanding developed, they should know ki, okay, fine, so the money is over here. Okay, fine, we are investing it over here. So that is something very important, I believe, and should happen.
Absolutely. So if you go these are very basic and very practical things which you have told, Akriti. Wonderful. What I also feel is that if you go on a daily basis, this is a long-term thing which you have told, but on a daily basis, if you think women are less risk takers, so that they may not try to invest in things like that as the men do. They are risk takers. So, and they also are dependent, as you also told just now, that they are more dependent on the other person, like especially on men. They will take a lot of advice. So that is why they are not investing on their own behalf, but somebody is doing it on their behalf.
Right.
These are the few factors which we can see that which is the difference. But okay, then as a woman, if they are not taking risks, so then they may be earning more because they will be doing a long-term investment and they may gain more. So what investment tips can you give to women? I would like to ask you now.
Very basic advice that I'd give is, do not invest in stocks. Stocks is not the only thing which means investment. People have this weird notion that investment means equity.
Yes.
I mean, you are investing for the first time. You do not know ABC of it. Start basic. Start fixed deposit. Start, debt investment. Start where you do not have to risk your entire amount. Also, understand where the money is going. Everybody has a different risk-taking appetite. If you cannot afford to lose even 1 rupee, then why invest in equities? I hear, these women, I used to hear them saying that, when I was young, I invested in this stock. I don't know where it is. And that stock is not even listed now. It has been 20 years I invested. If you cannot manage, if you do not have a person who can manage it, I believe the most important thing you need to do is first understand, when you're going for a dress shopping, like a major thing that a girl would do is shopping for clothes, right? So even if when you're going to a clothes shopping, you will visit 5-7 places, you select at least 10 and then buy one. Why not do the same for investments? Understand all the options, see what is happening, see, okay, fine, what is the risk, what is the return, and then you invest in it. You can take so much time to choose one dress. Can you not take that much time for an investment?
Absolutely. So that is the right advice. And this is the tip. This is the tips which you are giving actually. But one small advice to women so that they can become money wise. What is that one tip you would like to give so that the woman will actually become money wise?
One tip that I'd give is that if you're spending 200, try to invest 5.
Okay.
That is one tip, because people do not realize how even small investments can become a huge change, huge amount in the future. So one tip I'd give is that you're spending 200, invest 5. Do not invest in stocks. Do not invest in risky investments. Do not go for huge investments. Go for small investments. Go for safe options. Go for options that you understand. And just start, with a smaller amount. And I am sure 5 years down the line, 6 years down the line, when they see what the investment amount is, they will understand that, they've actually become money wise. because even investment of 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, when compounded for a 5-year basis, even at a 5-6%, which is, very less risky investment, looks like a big amount when you see, because we do spend so much on renovating our houses, purchasing our dress, making everybody happy in the house,
Parlor.
going to parlor. If I'm spending 1,000, I do believe that it is a right thing. I'm spending 1,000. Let me keep 5% of it and put it into investments. So this is one basic tip that I'd give. Do not. And second major tip that I really, really want to give is, do not jump into investing into stocks. Understand what stocks is. Investment does not only mean stocks. Right. Investment means less risky investments also. So this is one major tip that I'd give. Investment is not equal to stock. Investment is equal to anything that gives you return.
Yes. Thank you so much. It was so wonderful, and your tips will be really, whatever the viewers will see this and they will understand the woman, I hope they will really understand the tips which you have given and they will become money wise. Thank you so much, Akriti. It was lovely speaking to you.
And likewise over here too.
All the best for your future. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.